Manchester City in control against Burnley. Chris Coles.
They are indeed, John. This is all very routine for the champions at half-time. Manchester City 2, Burnley 0. A brace for Julian Alvarez, a header and a cool finish from a De Bruyne free kick. Lyle Foster had Burnley's best chance, firing wide from a tight angle, but they're comfortably second best. Manchester City 2, Burnley 0. Chris Temple at Tottenham.
Brentford 1 at half-time. Tottenham currently fluffing their chance to get into the top four. Brentford lead through Neil Maupay on 16 minutes. Kulusevski, Werner, Richarlison have all come close for Spurs. They haven't been fluent, and Tony could have doubled Brentford's lead. Half-time, Tottenham 0, Brentford 1.
Liverpool could have been in front. McAllister passed through for Darwin Nunez, 22 yards, something like that. Just took a little touch from Petrovic over the top for a corner.
Actually hit the bar, John, just a touch off the bar.
Here's the corner, in towards the back post, but headed up and away by Badia Shield. McAllister on the volley, blocked by the players on the edge of the penalty area. Fernandes lifts it away. Fernandes will be beaten to it by his international teammate McAllister, and then on his feet Fernandes chops down Conor Bradley and concedes a free kick.
Yeah, he does chop down Bradley. It's not bad, that bad a challenge. Liverpool fans, they don't half sound up for it this evening. Got to say with Nunez, when the ball was slid through from McAllister, he's 22 yards out, wonderful pass. I'm thinking he's got to try and take that on. Silva was getting across, but surely you think Nunez would have the legs over Silva. Took the early shot, just over the bar, took a touch off the bar in fact.
In the Championship, still Sheffield Wednesday 0, Watford 0. The one match that's being played in the Championship tonight, as the ball is out of play for a throw into Chelsea on the far side. And have a think about this. I think we talked about it last week, didn't we, when we were at Fulham? What do you think the best combination is for the Liverpool front three? What, in your eyes, works best? Gakpo is on the bench
when
tonight.
Salah's fit, are we allowed?
Well, currently, with these players, Nunez, Jota, Diaz and Gakpo.
Yeah, I think he's probably got it right this evening. Jurgen Klopp. Not going to disagree with Jurgen Klopp with his record, John.
Certainly not. Here's Palmer. Palmer out to the right-hand side to Disasi, and Gomez just tackles him. Just steps in, takes the ball, out of play for a throw down the right-hand side that Disasi will take to Cole Palmer. Chelsea's leading scorer in his first season after that surprise transfer from Manchester City. 11 goals for Chelsea. Did score 2 for Manchester City, so actually 13 this season for the clubs.
Quite a few penalties, but penalties count.
They do count. Here's Gomez on the edge of the box under pressure, plays it across. Bradley chests it down, the Northern Ireland international, and then picks the pass to Szoboszlai in the centre circle, who's got some space, and the Hungarian takes it on, gives it to Luis Diaz, edge of the area now on his right foot, tried to play it through the little gap, and the little gap closed as he did so. But Diaz, as ever, battling back for it, and he's fouled by Caicedo, and a yellow card.
Yep.
Yellow card for that challenge on Luis Diaz.
And listen to the crowd there. I think the Liverpool supporters enjoyed that booking. Of course, Caicedo turned Liverpool down, but he gets the yellow card for a bit of dissent towards the referee. He actually wins the ball, and that's what he's angry about, because he did win the ball. Free kick given against him, but throws his arms about and sees yellow.
Yeah, that odd episode where he seemed destined for Chelsea. Then Liverpool, right at the start of the season, bid £111 million for him, and Chelsea then had to pay £115 million, and then they played each other in the first match of the season, and it finished as a 1-1 draw. Szoboszlai clipping this in, little glancing header which took it beyond the far post. I think it was Jota, wasn't it, who got his head to it. Amazing how effective he is in the air, but dropped wide of the far post, and it's a goal kick.
It's a good ball in, actually, in-swinger from the left-hand side, right-footed in-swinger. There's not enough pace on the cross, and probably gets the flick. That has to be so exact there. Do you think Caicedo sort of regrets that move, John?
Is it too early to have regrets?
Probably.
Chelsea develop into. Mauricio Pochettino down there will have great plans for him, no doubt. Mauricio Pochettino said last week Jurgen Klopp was the first man that sent them a message when he was sacked as the Tottenham manager. Here's Gallagher, halfway inside his own half. Gallagher back out to Disasi, and then Disasi a stretch from Caicedo, and then Chelsea have it back on the edge of the penalty area. Mauricio Pochettino, who's won just one of 12 matches against Jurgen Klopp as a manager in all competitions. He did win here, but that was back in his Southampton days, pre-Klopp. Chelsea bringing it forward. Oh, and that's given away by Chilwell to Darwin Núñez, middle of the half. Skips round Caicedo, takes the shot, but it's well wide actually of the far post from the angle. By the time it bounced over the white line, it was probably 5-6 yards wide.
Yeah, he's way off mark there. Actually really clever in the first instance. Chilwell gifting him the ball. Little chop on the outside of Caicedo. Wrong decision there. Conor Bradley steaming up on the right-hand side on the overlap. Took the shot on. That's his third attempt. I think that was well wide of Petrovic's right-hand post.
Liverpool 0, Chelsea 0. BBC Radio 5 live from Anfield tonight. The weather was horrendous earlier, round about tea time. The rain was sweeping in from the Irish Sea across. Back behind Badia Shiel, who then had to quickly play it out to the left-hand side. And this comes to nothing for Chelsea, and Liverpool nick it back from them. Now Núñez on the edge of the penalty area, plays it out to Bradley on the right-hand side. Bradley lifts it over, headed away effectively for Chelsea by Disasi, who scored in that match at the start of the season in the 1-1 draw. And then Palmer is dispossessed. Gomez, excellent work from him on the halfway line. Szoboszlai, and now a shot from Darwin Núñez again, blocked on the edge of the box. That's 4.
Yeah,
he's now had 4 attempts on goal in the first 15 minutes. Luis Diaz, he scored the other goal in the 1-1 at Stamford Bridge. Ball curled in by Gomez, headed away by Badia Shiel, nodded back in, headed away by Thiago Silva, and then Szoboszlai just steers a header back towards Konate, who flicks it away from Raheem Sterling. They enjoyed that, the home supporters. Liverpool still in possession. Luis Diaz together with Szoboszlai. Now Luis Diaz is running at the Chelsea defence into the penalty area, up against Disasi, pulls it back under his right foot, lays it back to the edge of the area, couldn't find Jones, and Chelsea clear away downfield, just with possession back.
And Chelsea cannot get out of their own half. They're trying to play, they're being brave on the ball, but Liverpool's pressing has been absolutely exceptional.
Liverpool with Van Dijk in the centre circle, playing it out to Conor Bradley, the number 84. He's becoming very familiar now, his 5th consecutive start, which has included his Premier League debut, both legs of the semi-final against Fulham, and Trent Alexander-Arnold. I wondered actually whether he might stick as right back Bradley and play Trent Alexander-Arnold in midfield tonight. Gomez playing it all the way across to Konate, and then back to Van Dijk. Chelsea just standing off Liverpool as Szoboszlai now, left of centre, flicked in field towards Jota. Then McAllister, square from him to Konate. Bradley's right out there on the far side, but Konate keeps possession, actually plays a little one through to Darwin Núñez, who this time actually with his back to the penalty area doesn't turn and go for goal, plays it back, and now it comes to the left-hand side. Luis Diaz, left-footed cross, headed away by Thiago Silva, the 39-year-old Thiago Silva, and then Gomez barrels into the back of Palmer and brings him down, and it's a free kick to Chelsea, and it's still 0-0 here. Still the champions, Manchester City, 2-0 up against Burnley, 2 goals for Alvarez, and Brentford winning 1-0 at Tottenham. Still Sheffield Wednesday 0, Watford 0. Chris Sutton.
Thiago Silva, 39 is he?
39. Yeah.
Just positionally, he's like a magnet, isn't he? Reads the game so well. Rarely gets caught out. Don't want to sort of be a kiss of death for him, but it's amazing.
There's Conor Gallagher, takes the ball on, bounced up, suggesting he might have been using an arm. That was the cry from the Liverpool supporters behind us. Played into the area by Madueke. but he passed it straight at McAllister and then ended up slipping over. So Liverpool have got it back inside their own half. And Liverpool with Szoboszlai, and then back to the edge of their own penalty area. Yes, no Nicholas Jackson, but Cesare Casade is on the bench for Chelsea tonight, who's spent the season so far at Leicester City. Very highly rated young Italian. Long ball forward for Canate, and the shot from Darwin Núñez is punched onto a post by Petrovic. Well, he's getting closer. He struck the
full stretch,
just about the foot of the post, and bounced wide. So it's a corner to Liverpool from the right. Here it comes. It's a deep one to the back post. Van Dijk heads it across the penalty area. Van Dijk, who came on and scored against Norwich on Sunday in the FA Cup. And then Bradley goes for a Zidane-type turn on the edge of the D when there was absolutely no space at all, and nearly pulled it off. Nearly, not quite. Now, Szoboszlai on the right-hand side. He was leaned into by Ben Chilwell. Ball bounced out of play, and that was given as a free kick. So it's a free kick to Liverpool on the right. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Watford 0 is the half-time score in the Championship. 7:45 kick-off that. 8:15 kick-off here at Anfield, which have become fashionable, haven't they, these 8:15 kick-offs? I hope, like many fashionable things, they soon go out of fashion. Free kick.
Normally in bed at 9, John.
Well, I know. Free kick in from the right, but that's cleared away by Chilwell, and Szoboszlai, who took the set piece, races back to the halfway line and plays it back towards the edge of his own penalty area. Yeah, that's very rural Norfolk, isn't it?
Yeah,
bed by
absolutely.
night.
Blow the candles out.
Yes, absolutely.
Off to bed.
Here's Darwin Núñez. Now on the left wing, Madueke comes past. Núñez takes it on, goes past him, then cuts back. He's on his right foot, the Uruguayan, back onto his left, chips it across to the back post, headed away by Chilwell. McAllister chests it down and shoots, and it is deflected wide by a distance, by 3 or 4 yards, but it's another corner to Liverpool.
Yeah, and I like Núñez when he comes out to the left-hand side, sets Madueke up, shifts the ball, puts a delightful cross in, just stands a cross up, and as the ball comes to McAllister, edge of the box, he's under pressure, takes a quick touch off his chest, and another corner for Liverpool.
Liverpool, who've lost just once domestically all season, the controversial defeat at Tottenham, and are unbeaten here at Anfield. Corner. Szoboszlai plays it in, punched away by Petrovic, the Chelsea goalkeeper. Cleared by out to McAllister and Gomez. Bradley gets it under control on the right-hand side. Here's the delivery from him, and it's headed wide by Luis Diaz, who got mistimed it really well wide. Goal kick, Liverpool 0, Chelsea 0. And from Liverpool back to Manchester, Chris Coles.
Where Manchester City have a 3-goal lead over Burnley. The third scored inside 28 second-half seconds. A very Manchester City goal. Ball down the flank. Phil Foden squared it. Rodri finished it into a corner. Manchester City 3, Burnley 0.
So 3-0. Is Haaland's on the bench, isn't he, Chris?
Yep, he's on the bench. Foden's in my fantasy team, John, so I'm pleased with that assist.
Excellent news, pleased to hear that. Fantasy 606, the new edition, is available. BBC Sounds. If you didn't hear earlier, Paul from the Traitors is a guest this week. Face to face he was as well, came in to see you. As the ball's played over the top to Diaz, Liverpool dominating. Diaz's cross back out to the edge of the penalty area was cleared by Fernandes. Boost for Sterling, still. And then, Chris, you were adamant that Gallagher made too much of it.
I was really surprised, because initial reaction, I thought, why would he go down like that? But I think he does throw himself to the floor too easily. Maybe a contender for simulation game this
might well be. You could
weekend.
You could bring yourself in for that on Sunday night.
Yeah.
The simulation game. By the way, the Fantasy 606, Ali Bruce Ball tells me it features a banishment. So
it does, yeah. I'm not gonna say who, of course, because people will be on tenterhooks.
Chilwell has lost the ball inside the Liverpool half. Now here's Jota, 22 yards out. Jota trying to find a way through. He's all the way. Scores. Defenders either side. just barged his way through the Chelsea defence and then planted a left foot shot past Petrovic, and it is Liverpool 1, Chelsea 0, and there's the opening goal midway through the first half here at Anfield.
Well, you can't say it wasn't coming. It was. Nunez has had, I don't know how many attempts, 5, 6 attempts at goal. This is brilliant from Jota though, because it's just about persistence. Chelsea actually in the Liverpool half, Liverpool break out on them, and Jota, quick feet on the edge of the box, goes, I think, in between Silva and Badiashile. Poor defending from Chelsea. Mauricio Pochettino will not be impressed. His two centre-halves, he's just bundled through them. 6 yards out, he's not going to miss that once he gets through Jota. Left-footed, just slams it past Petrovic in the Chelsea goal.
Just wondering if it might have bounced up and hit his arm.
No, I don't think. I think it's Badiashile. I think it hits Badiashile's arm.
Well, VAR having a look at the possible offside. It did, you know, it sort of rattled between Jota and Badiashile as he was trying to go through. We've not had a very good angle of that, and it did bounce up and hit him on the upper body, but it might have hit him on the chin as opposed to the arm. I'm not sure. So we've not got a restart yet.
You think they'd be able to tell the difference between the chin and the arm?
They would if they had a decent angle, and the one we're seeing here is a terrible angle, and they're trying to find the best angle of this, and it might be that they don't have a good enough angle of this, you know.
I think the first angle I saw, I thought it may have hit Badiashile's arm.
Yeah, there we are. It's been given. And I think it might be the case that there just simply was not an angle that was good enough to show whether it hit his arm or not. So he gets the benefit of the doubt. Diogo Jota, he's got his 13th goal of the season, his 8th in the Premier League, and it is Liverpool 1, Chelsea 0. And the way that the match has been so far, the first quarter of it, 25 minutes played now, Liverpool have been all over Chelsea. And Chelsea, with their poor recent away record, you'd be very brave to suggest that this is going to turn out to be anything other than another Liverpool home victory. And Liverpool with the ball at the back, and Anfield, the home sections of Anfield, in great voice. So Liverpool leading by 1-0. Let's go back to Tottenham. Chris Temple.
Where Tottenham have just taken the lead. They were 1-0 down at half-time. They've scored twice in just over a minute. Introduced at half-time, he's just stroked in the second after Destiny Udogie had equalised 2 minutes earlier. Postecoglou not happy with what he saw in the first half. A double change has brought 2 goals in 2 minutes. Tottenham 2, Brentford 1.
And Manchester City 3-0 up on Burnley. So Manchester City Burnley, that's on Sports Extra. Tottenham Brentford is on the BBC Sport website, and it is a 5 Live final score night tonight, by the way. You can listen to the 5 Live commentary alongside the video printer and the final score graphics via the red button, the iPlayer. Just click on 5 Live final score and you can do that. And there is match of the day tonight on BBC One, or indeed anytime on the iPlayer, with all of the midweek highlights so far. We've brought you live football every night this week, if you include Blackburn Wrexham on Sports Extra on Monday, which I am doing. Ball played through to Sterling. Sterling, though, is eased off the ball by Van Dijk, and then Sterling trips Van Dijk, who goes down. The ball runs through anyway for a goal kick, and actually it was Madueke, not Sterling. Madueke might have been in an offside position anyway, but it's a free kick to Liverpool.
Yeah, haven't seen much of Madueke. Actually, it's a good run in between Gomez and Van Dijk down Chelsea's right-hand side, but Van Dijk gets across and covers well.
Long ball forward for Liverpool, but Badiashile, who is rather too easily beaten by Diogo Jota for the opening goal. Up to Palmer, now Madueke, but Liverpool players all around him. However, he does well, Madueke, the England under-21 international, and turns and comes away with the ball and uses Palmer, and Chelsea go back into their own half. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 0. Just to underline this excellent Liverpool home record, Sterling runs at the Liverpool defence, but Konate steps in. Then it's played forward with the angle towards Palmer by Fernandes, but that was cut out on the edge of the box. Now Caicedo plays it to the right-hand side to Disasi, a flick from Madueke into Gomez, and it's out of play for a throw-in to Chelsea. For Liverpool, it is now 22 home matches without defeat in the Premier League. They've lost one of their last 52 at home in the league, and it is 25 unbeaten in all competitions since Real Madrid won here last February, so nearly a year ago since Liverpool last lost at Anfield, and generally they win.
Who was the loss against in the league?
The last
Loss in the league?
Leeds United, believe it or not, in 2022, as Caicedo is fouled, and it's a free kick forward and right of the centre circle. You know, that's what any team are up against coming here. In all domestic competitions, lost 1 out of 63 in the league and the cups here. I mean, it's an amazing home record under Klopp. You know, that has been the bedrock of Klopp's success with Liverpool, the successes that they've had.
Yeah, it has, and you know, you talk about the strength of the Premier League. That is an incredible record. And they've come out tonight and started so sharply, great urgency. Thoroughly deserve to be in front. They've still got work to do.
They have, just 1-0, could be more. Darwin Núñez has had a shot tipped against the bar, hit the post as well with another effort that was well saved by Petrovic. But Diogo Jota found the break through. 4 goals in his last 4 appearances now for the Portuguese. Mo Salah still out, but they're not worried about him going back to the Africa Cup anymore since Egypt were knocked out. Here's Bradley on the right-hand side, back to Szoboszlai, who plays it back towards the halfway line. Endo won't be coming back for Liverpool quite yet, because Japan won their match at the Asia Cup today against Bahrain, so they're through to the next round. Here's Bradley on the right-hand side, back towards the halfway line, and Liverpool start again. Konate, little tap out to the right-hand side. Szoboszlai, Liverpool delighted to see him back as well after his recent short absence. He missed 4 matches. Szoboszlai just been named again for the second time as the Hungarian Male Athlete of the Year, I was reading in the match programme today. Here is Luis Diaz, who chests it down on the left-hand side. Luis Diaz takes on Disasi, but then cuts it back onto his right foot. Then Gomez, now Jones. Long shot from Jones, saved by Petrovic, who very nearly pushed it out to Jota. Jota gets the ball, and then Núñez in the middle goes for an acrobatic volley and sends it up over the top of the bar. So that's 5 now.
I think it may be 6. I think, yeah, we may be up to 6. Decent save from Petrovic down to his left-hand side again. As the ball comes back in, he's not quite set. Núñez, I think it comes off his right shin. Good effort from Curtis Jones. Talk about the money that Liverpool was spent on midfielders, McAllister, Szoboszlai. But Jones is just getting better and better and better. Made the point about Trent Alexander-Arnold can play in there as well. You've got good strength and depth in that area now.
Yep, Curtis Jones, we spoke about him last week, didn't we, at Craven Cottage, about his chances of getting into the squad for the Euros. I think in this sort of form, I think it would be a surprise if he was not in the squad in March, if this continues for the 2 friendlies against Belgium and Brazil. Barry Shield wins the ball back from Jota, and then Conor Gallagher. Might have conceded the foul, but Liverpool in possession, so Paul Tierney is just going to see if an advantage is going to come, or indeed McAllister's on his feet. So play continues. Jota running at the Chelsea defence again, plays it through, it bounces off Disasi. Liverpool felt Jota was fouled after the ball had gone. That might be a foul as well, it is. And Fernandes is yellow carded for his trip on Luis Diaz, on Curtis Jones, just outside the
That is a ridiculous challenge from Fernandes. What on earth is he thinking? It goes to ground, it's wild. Curtis Jones gets to the ball first, and now an opportunity from a free kick.
Fernandes yellow carded. Back to Tottenham because Chris Temple.
Some three-card trick this from Tottenham early in the second half. They now lead 3-1. Maddison involved some nifty footwork, and it broke loose 6 yards out for Richarlison to knock it into the bottom right-hand corner. 3 goals in about 7 minutes. They lead Brentford 3-1.
Well, that's more like it from Tottenham. I was there on Friday night, Chris. I thought that was one of their meeker performances under Ange Postecoglou, but admittedly against Manchester City.
Manchester City. Can we let Ange off just 1 week, one insipid performance?
Well, can we?
Well, I think so, can't we?
Yeah, well, it happens to every team. Free kick to Liverpool after that foul on Jones. Szoboszlai to take this. 25 yards out, hits it into the wall. And the ball bounces back for Liverpool, for Bradley. Liverpool, after half an hour, had 55% possession. Here's Darwin Núñez. We reckon he's had 6 attempts at goal, being denied by Petrovic twice on the post and bar. Jota scoring the goal. Back it goes to the halfway line. 11 shots to nil for Liverpool after the first half hour. Konate had to be sharp there against Fernandes, who's on a yellow card now. Szoboszlai is dispossessed by Sterling. Now it's through the middle. Gallagher. Gallagher, as speculation continues about his future. Transfer gossip daily, every morning at the moment. On BBC Sounds, Palmer swings it out to the left-hand side to Sterling, who has scored 3 times against Liverpool since he left. Oh, Konate in with a challenge, and a free kick is given against Chelsea for a dive by Ben Chilwell, and the Chelsea captain tonight is yellow carded for that.
Well, I think there's contact, not enough contact. What a brilliant pass, first of all, from Raheem Sterling. And then Konate sticks out his right leg. Let's have a look. And there's a teeny weeny
On
touch
the side of his calf.
and he feels it and goes down, John. He's a winner, as far as I'm concerned, at the weekend.
I think this is going to be heard again on Sunday night.
Yeah,
and you're going to be telling Robbie Savage that Ben Chilwell is...
He's better than that, John.
Oh, listen out for that.
Or is he?
So you reckon that's 2 then tonight now?
2.
Gallagher and Chilwell.
There's another one there, I think.
Challenge by McAllister, centre field this one. And it's a free kick to Chelsea.
It's amazing to think, John, back to the first game of the season. I look back at Chelsea-Liverpool. Liverpool were lucky to get away with anything on the opening day there. 1-1 in the end. I think Jurgen Klopp admitted as much. Chelsea dominant, 65% possession they had in that game.
Mauricio Pochettino's first match in charge, the new Chelsea manager, had that effect. Sterling, now Chilwell down the left-hand side, was leaned into by Bradley, and Chilwell's gone down, and the ball runs through for what is given as a goal kick, and Chilwell's not getting a free kick for that either. Referee Tierney feeling that there wasn't enough contact on Chilwell to send him down like that. The two of them were sprinting together, shoulder to shoulder. There was a hand on the arm. Ball played forward for Liverpool for Darwin Núñez, but bounces through to goalkeeper Petrovic. You've got that look on your face.
No, he couldn't have done 2 dives, John. Could he?
Sterling back to Fernandes, and then Badiashile steers it with his left foot to Disasi, and now Madueke, who goes back into his own half.
It's interesting, Palmer's not playing as a conventional centre forward, is he? He's just on the drift, actually. It's often Conor Gallagher who's furthest forward in that central area.
Kind of playing without a centre forward, aren't they? As Sterling has it on the left-hand side, but can't. Almost got past Bradley, but not enough. Liverpool did the job there, and McAllister was helping him out, and it's out of play for a throw on the halfway line. I must say, Conor Bradley, we often say this, don't we, with young players who come in, you know, and the adrenaline's running, it's early days, great excitement, but he's done tremendously well, the right back.
Yeah, absolutely. And Trent back this evening. Trent Alexander-Arnold, how versatile he is.
Konate, long pass forward. Jota headed it on, but the offside flag is up, and it's a free kick to Chelsea halfway inside their own half. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 0. So Liverpool would be re-establishing the 5-point lead that they have before they go to Arsenal on Sunday. That's one of our commentaries this weekend, Arsenal against Liverpool on Sunday afternoon. We've got 6 commentaries, 6 Premier League commentaries, 5 live, online or Sports Extra over the course of the weekend. And 6 Nations as well, starts on Friday night. So we've got... that's Friday night. This is Wednesday night. Liverpool winning a throw-in halfway inside their own half. And the only thing that Jurgen Klopp has not got tonight is a second goal to make the lead more comfortable.
That's the danger, isn't it? But here we go again, Liverpool.
Diaz wriggles away from Fernandes, plays the ball into the space. Bradley takes it on and scores! Well, that's captain for him. The young man, the 20-year-old. What a star he's been since he's come into this Liverpool team. And now he's got himself on the score sheet with his first senior competitive goal for the club. Liverpool 2, Chelsea 0, and didn't he take it well?
This is a brilliant finish. Great run initially, and then as the ball is popped out as a high line from Chelsea players complaining to the referee, Paul Tierney. Don't think there was any foul anywhere I could see. I think they may be saying Nunez has fouled one of the Chelsea players. Diaz does well, half turn, lets the ball run across his body, pops the ball out to Bradley, takes a couple of touches, the angle against him, gets his head up, and what a laser-like finish it is. 16 yards, he feeds the ball in, Petrovic flings himself to his right-hand side, he gets absolutely nowhere near it. It's such brilliant composure.
Oh, they're having a look at it, VAR. I mean, my eyes were drawn to Chilwell and Jota. I don't know about you, I felt that was almost more Chilwell on Jota than it was Jota on Chilwell.
You're absolutely right. I can't see how, I mean, they probably will because they get most things wrong, but I can't see how they aren't going to give a goal for this, because I think Chilwell is blocking Jota. He knows Jota's making a run in behind, and then Chilwell goes to ground like he's the one who's been fouled.
Chilwell's worried about the run of Jota.
Yeah, surely. It cannot be not given this.
Well, I think the crowd thought that it had been given. But this would be, I have to say, this would be cruel in the extreme if...
He's got a big grin on his face, Conor Bradley.
I think he's been told. Yeah, there we are, the goal's given. Conor Bradley has his first goal for Liverpool. He had to wait a little while there, but relief when the decision finally came. And Liverpool have got the 2-0 lead that they deserve against Chelsea, and now they've got a free kick for Disasi's foul on Luis Diaz. And Mauricio Pochettino's walking towards this with his arms wide apart. And actually, I think he might be about to get shown a yellow card. Well, Mauricio Pochettino.
But he's frustrated, the Chelsea players are frustrated, but the yellow card is for Disasi throwing his arms around again once the decision, however harsh he felt it might have been, at the referee Paul Tierney. So as far as I can see, no complaints.
Yeah, Disasi yellow carded, and he still had the yellow card in his hand when he had a conversation with Mauricio Pochettino, but Mauricio Pochettino has now got his arms folded, and it was just a chat. 2-0, Liverpool lead in complete control. They've dominated this first half. Chelsea have been paper thin, really. And now McAllister with a ball into the penalty area at head height. That's away by Disasi. Liverpool again take up possession. What a great moment that is for Conor Bradley, though, this young Northern Ireland international who did have an eye for goal last season. Bolton Wanderers fans will know this. When he was there on loan during the last campaign, got 7 goals for Bolton last season, was their player of the year, but in what is tonight only his 14th senior competitive appearance for Liverpool. He's off the mark with an excellent finish.
That was a half chance, it was. He took it so well, so accurate with the finish back across Petrovic. Like he's been doing it all his career, John.
Yeah, Alexander-Arnold would have been proud of that finish. Actually, probably one or two of the forward players would have been proud of that finish. Liverpool 2, Chelsea 0. We'll go to our other Premier League matches in a moment, but Liverpool attacking down the left-hand side with Jones. Jones up to the edge of the box, plays it behind Nunez. And for once, for Liverpool, it comes to nothing. So Liverpool 2-0 up here. Jota and Bradley with the first half goals. This is an 8:15 kick-off if you've just switched on and are getting discombobulated. But 7:30 starts for Manchester City and Tottenham. Let's go to Tottenham again. Chris Temple.
And there's just been another goal, John, and it's Brentford who've got it back to 3-2. A disastrous back pass by Destiny Udogie, who had earlier equalised for Spurs, played it straight to Ivan Toney on the edge of the box, who took his time and planted it past Vicario. Toney had just missed a great chance for Brentford a minute earlier, so it's now Tottenham 3, Brentford 2.
Liverpool attacking again, and Thiago Silva has to volley the ball out of play for another Liverpool corner. I see Wickham have beaten Brighton and Hove Albion under-21s 4-1 in the EFL Trophy. The one match being played tonight. Manchester City still 3-0 up on Burnley. We'll go there in a moment. But Tottenham now pegged back to 3-2. Corner though for Liverpool, who are looking for their third. After all of these draws between Liverpool and Chelsea, 7 in a row. Although, of course, 2 of them were in the cup finals that Liverpool won on penalties. But Liverpool decisively ahead. And here comes the corner. Van Dijk heads it across. Comes out to McAllister on the edge of the box. Turns back to Gomez. They want him to shoot, but he's over 30 yards out. Still hasn't got that goal, Chris. And here is Liverpool with Szoboszlai on the right-hand side. And Joe Gomez then back towards the halfway line. Ball played through. And now Van Dijk still in the area. And Jota goes down after a challenge from Badiashile. And that's a penalty to Liverpool. And that'll really rub the salt in the wounds for Chelsea, who at the other end, two Chelsea players have gone down in the Liverpool box and got nothing, apart from a yellow card for Chilwell. And now Jota goes down after that challenge in his own box, and Paul Tierney says penalty.
Yeah, it's going from bad to worse, and Badiashile doesn't protest. What a ball it is. It's Gomez on the diagonal to Van Dijk, takes it on his chest, helps the ball in to Jota, who makes a run across Badiashile. Gets the first touch, Jota does, and Badiashile, he's really clumsy. His left boot comes down on Jota's left ankle. It's a clear penalty. Jota's still down, getting treatment. And Mauricio Pochettino, a penny for his thoughts. He cannot believe how his team have started this game.
Well, he did have his foot stepped on. We can see that clearly on the replay. So Badiashile, who was beaten by Jota for the first goal and has now conceded the penalty. The question is, who's going to take it? Just hearing that Erling Haaland has come on as a substitute at Manchester City. Darwin Nunez has scored a penalty this season, but it looks as though it's going to be Alexis McAllister who's going to take it. So
I think he's taken a few over the years, hasn't he, McAllister? I'm not sure whether he's taken one for Liverpool. Has he? Must have taken one for Liverpool.
Not for Liverpool, no.
For Brighton, I can remember him scoring some for Brighton, yeah.
So it's McAllister, or is it? No, it's not. It's Nunez.
It's hard for you these days, John.
McAllister had the ball next to the penalty spot. I thought it was a surprise choice. I mean, Nunez, and now, everyone knows the story here tonight. We think it's 6 attempts on goal that he's had. And now McAllister says, step forward, Darwin, now's your moment. And he gives him, the Argentine gives the Uruguayan the ball. Nunez places it on the spot. This to make it 3-0. Sets out to his left, little steps, right foot. Oh, he's hit the post! He's missed the penalty. Petrovic went the wrong way, dived to his right. And as he looked at it, it struck me right upright and bounced away at 45-degree angles. And the score remains 2-0 to Liverpool, not 3-0.
Yep, so maybe unlucky number 7. It's his 7th attempt, I think. Oh, what an opportunity to put this game to bed, though.
What an opportunity, not taken. Liverpool on the back foot as Sterling comes forward on the left-hand side. Chilwell on the overlap. Chilwell's cross deflected, bounces down to McAllister, who clears it poorly. to Fernandes, who shoots from distance, but Alisson has had to make a save. Make a note of that in added time, 4 minutes of added time at the end of the first half. It was straight at him, so Alisson scooped it up.
He's a long way out, Fernandes, just watching the Núñez penalty. Klopp couldn't watch, and he gets a good contact, hits it cleanly, but off the post, not his half.
It really has not. But he certainly keeps trying. And Jota now on his heels. He's okay after receiving treatment following the conceding of the penalty. So still only Liverpool 2, Chelsea 0. 5 Live, Premier League, live on a Wednesday night. Tomorrow we will have commentary on 5 Live. That's the 8:15 tomorrow. Wolves against Manchester United. West Ham Bournemouth is on Sports Extra. So it'll be Jonathan Pearce and Paul Robinson you'll be listening to at this time tomorrow. And then Friday night commentary on France against Ireland. Saturday, Newcastle Luton is our 3 o'clock commentary. Then Sheffield United against Aston Villa. And then Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United, West Ham, both on 5 Live on Sunday. But that's only the tip of the iceberg. This weekend, more matches on Sports Extra. Check BBC Sounds for details. Liverpool 2, Chelsea 0. Disasi to take this throw. We're in the last minute of added time at the end of this first half. Dominated by Liverpool. Certainly puts a marker down ahead of the cup final as well. Caicedo plays it square. Gallagher in the D, back onto his right foot, then slips, falls over, and Liverpool clear. And that sums it up really for Chelsea in this first half.
Well, Gallagher had the opportunity to pop that out to Raheem Sterling on the left-hand side of the box for Chelsea. Tried to take it on himself, slipped, chance gone.
I say it puts down a marker for the cup final, does it? Does it matter? 3 weeks away?
Well, you'd think that Chelsea...
You wouldn't want to be been beaten like this.
No, I mean, they can't be any worse, you'd think.
So Chelsea, poor away record. I saw them lose at Wolves last month when they missed chance after chance in that match, and then Matt Doherty scored the winner. That was the controversial Christmas secret, as Sterling then runs the ball out of play on the halfway line, and it's a throw-in to Liverpool.
Yeah, it hasn't been an easy return. I think it's his second club, Liverpool, wasn't it?
That's right.
Started at QPR.
QPR, I think it was. Yeah. Raheem Sterling. Ball played along the edge of the penalty area. But I mean, Chelsea as an attacking force in this first half.
Oh, what? Did you see that from Becker?
Alisson, the outside of his right foot. Slicing it across.
You can't do that as a goalkeeper. That was... What a pass that was.
Must be worried he's going to lose his place in the Brazilian team to Ederson. So there's the half-time whistle, and that is exactly what Jurgen Klopp asked for tonight. He knew that against Chelsea, he knows Jurgen Klopp, there have been too many unhappy experiences and difficult experiences over the years. He knew that this had to be what he called a proper Anfield occasion, and Liverpool have dominated it. It's 2-0. Jota and Bradley, the goal scorers, but Núñez missed a penalty. Could easily have been more. Could be out of sight.
Yeah, could be, should be, but Liverpool have been red hot, played with such great intensity. They have, looking at Chelsea, you'd think they probably have to spend £500 million, John.
What, is that all? Half time, Liverpool 2, Chelsea 0.
Oh, there are so many things that you could go at there, Chris. Do you want to do Chelsea first of all and then just get them done? Because there are all sorts of aspects to Liverpool's play that we can then focus on. But Chelsea have been poor.
They have, and they've tried. In fairness, it's easy to criticise Chelsea, and they have been off it, but they've tried to play out from the back. But Liverpool's press has been so good, and they simply haven't let Chelsea play. And Chelsea, the longer the half has gone on, they've lacked confidence and belief. And Liverpool have blitzed them. Quite frankly, they have been so dominant, so many chances. Haven't taken them all, but that's one of the best Liverpool performances I've seen this season.
Stuart Downing, would you agree?
Yeah, Liverpool have been very good, haven't they? I think what Chris said, that Chelsea trying to play out, but Liverpool's press has been that good. Núñez has been a real threat. He's had a couple of chances, a couple of good saves. Obviously, the penalty misses Not great for him, but like I say, he's been a real threat. And there we go with Jota again. He gets a bit of luck, I think, but on Chelsea's part, the defender was really poor to let him get through so easily. But then again, good finish. And then the other one with Bradley, I thought was a great finish, great run. Sterling switched off. But Liverpool have just I think wanted it more. They've been on the front foot, real pressing, like I say. I think they deserve the lead. They should be out of Saudi, to be honest.
I mean, Darwin Núñez has caused them all sorts of problems again, Chris, hasn't he? With his movement, he had the long-range shot that just clipped the bar. He then had a left foot shot that the keeper pushed on to the post. I mean, he's done everything. The penalty wasn't very good, but I mean, he's done everything bar put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, he could have done with the penalty off the post and in. He has the timing of his runs and his movement has been excellent. The other shot which Petrovic saved, left hand onto the post, the way he peeled off in between Silva and Disasi, brilliant movement, excellent movement, and he offers that threat in behind very, very well, and he has done all evening. He's a handful. Is linked up well at times. It's just a frustration for him. Some of his play, he's deserved more this evening, but again, it looks like just one of those evenings for him where in front of goal is just not quite coming off. But Jota, the second best finisher at the club, bundling through and getting his goal.
I think that was a good finish, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, once he got through, what I liked about it is just how positive he was when he received the ball. There wasn't much of a gap. I've got to say, Pochettino, he was a centre-half himself, wasn't he? He would have been furious at the ease he just got through. He just basically bundled his way through Badiashile and Silva. I gave Silva a bit of praise, said he barely puts a foot wrong. Since I gave him that praise, he's barely put a foot right.
And Conor Bradley, Stuart, can just do no wrong at the moment.
Brilliant. He's great at watching. He's full of energy. I think he showed that in the goal. It was a great run, and it was just pure desire. Sterling, I think, sees him and thought sort of let him go, and then when he realises he's in trouble, it's too late. And it's a great finish, by the way. Not a full-back's finish as I heard in the commentary. It's a great finish right across the keeper, and like I say, since he's came to the team, he's been absolutely excellent, and it gives Jurgen that luxury, doesn't it, of leaving Trent out a little bit and letting him recover a little bit longer. But he's been such a plus for Liverpool.
Well, it gives them options, doesn't it, Stuart? I mean, even if he wants to bring Trent Alexander-Arnold on, it could be in a different position.
Yeah, I was thinking that actually, Chappers. I was thinking, if you want to put him into midfield and let him sort of roam and get on the ball and spray past, you probably could see that later on in the game when they're seeing it out, probably put him on and leave Conor Bradley where he is. But like I say, it's great having that option, and even if, like I said, Trent needs a rest, you can put him in, whereas before I think they struggled in there with maybe an option. Joe Gomez there, but didn't look really comfortable, but he looks a right fit, and like I say, he's been a right credit to them.
Okay, for the moment, hello.
I was just going to say, quite a good message that, the fact that he's stuck with Bradley and Gomez over Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andy Robertson. I thought, Robertson may come back in to give them balance on that left-hand side, but his Klopp's saying you got to work your way back. You got to earn the right. And there's so many games that they will eventually get back in. But no, fair play to Bradley and Gomez, who have been outstanding.
Chris Sutton, Stuart Downing with us this evening, half-time at Anfield, then Liverpool 2, Chelsea 0. It's been all over at the Etihad for some time. Chris Coles.
It has, Mark, yes. Manchester City 3, Burnley 0. Manchester City just strolling around now, almost at walking pace. They haven't really threatened a fourth. But Erling Haaland is on the field, and he's just had a really good opportunity. Put through, his first touch was a little loose, lost his angle, then he cut back onto his left foot and completely missed his kick. With a huge grin on his face. Maybe he is a little bit rusty, but he's got, 8 minutes to try and get a return goal. He came on for Kevin De Bruyne, who got a standing ovation. He was at his very best, assisting Julian Alvarez's second goal. He's got 2, the birthday boy. Rodri's got 1, and Manchester City are very comfortable, leading Burnley by 3 goals to 0.
a lot closer at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's been good, this, Chris Temple.
It certainly has. We've got exactly 10 minutes to go. It's Tottenham 3, Brentford 2. Brentford 1 up at half-time through Neil Maupay. The start of the second half was a madness. Tottenham with a double change at half-time, bringing on Højbjerg and Johnson. Scored 3 goals in 8 minutes through Udogie, Johnson himself, and then Richarlison. But then a disastrous back pass by Udogie, who simply hadn't seen Ivan Toney lurking on the edge of the Spurs penalty area. Toney took his time and buried it bottom left. 2-2 for him since his return. And Brentford pushing now for an equaliser. So the Etihad might be all over. This one is very much on edge. 3-2 Spurs.
Midway through the second half in the Championship, just the one game in the Championship this evening. It's goalless at Hillsborough between Sheffield Wednesday and Watford. Wickham have beaten Brighton under 21s 4-1 in the EFL Trophy. And one game in the Scottish Women's Premier League this evening. Comfortable for Hibs as they lead Dundee United 4-0 with about 10 minutes to go there. 12 minutes past 9. This is 5 Live on a Wednesday evening. Jill Mackenzie has the news.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Thanks, Mark. Good evening. A man's been charged with the murder of 2 boys in Bristol on Saturday night. 44-year-old Anthony Snook is due before magistrates tomorrow. 15-year-old Mason Wrist and 16-year-old Max Dixon both died after being stabbed. The EU says it'll carefully analyse the deal between the UK government and the Democratic Unionist Party. The agreement will see routine checks on goods travelling within the United Kingdom scrapped, paving the way for power sharing at Stormont to restart. Nicola Sturgeon's finished giving testimony to the UK COVID inquiry in Edinburgh. Scotland's former First Minister denied that some of her decisions during the pandemic were motivated by political gain. New figures show that 3/4 of the measles cases reported in England since October have been in the West Midlands. There have been almost 350 cases across the country. And in the US, social media bosses are appearing before a congressional committee where they're defending their efforts to keep children safe online. The committee chairman, Dick Durbin, said offenders were using their platforms to target children.
On BBC iPlayer,
This story that I'd never heard before.
real people, unbelievable stories, including another body.
Deepfake videos can make someone appear as though they're saying or doing something that they're not.
There is no woman in the world is safe from this technology.
Beyond utopia.
There is no freedom of religion, no freedom of thought, no freedom of press in North Korea.
And revenge. Our dad, the Nazi killer.
They all believed Dad was responsible for taking out a Nazi fugitive living in Australia.
Storyville. Watch on BBC iPlayer.
This is 5 Live Sports with Mark Chapman.
On 5 Live. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Liverpool 2, Chelsea 0 at half-time in the Premier League at Anfield, and Darwin Núñez has missed a penalty, hit the post with it just before half-time. Erling Haaland has had another chance at the Etihad. Chris Cole?
Yeah, maybe they're better off without him, Mark, because he's had 2 excellent chances to score and he's missed them both. To be fair, the second chance was difficult, and credit to Dara O'Shea, who got his body in between Haaland and a floated cross from Núñez, and O'Shea just about smuggled the ball away from Erling Haaland. It won't take him long to get up to speed, and I reckon a fully fit Erling Haaland, or at least a fully match-sharp Erling Haaland, probably puts those 2 away. Manchester City going through the motions here. We have 3 minutes of normal time to play. It's Manchester City 3, Burnley 0.
Chris, have Burnley had the opportunity to offer anything in this game?
They have threatened sporadically, mainly with a long ball over the top when they dispossess Manchester City and then go long quite early. Lyle Foster and Zeki Amdouni have come close. Amdouni had half a chance, but his touch let him down and his angle worsened with every passing moment. Fired it over off balance, and Josh Brownhill had a weak effort straight at Edison. To be honest, Mark, it's been exactly the type of game you anticipated before the match started. City with all the ball, Burnley struggling to create anything much, and I think Vincent Kompany will be quite pleased to be getting out at 3-0, given it was 3-0 just after half-time.
Yeah, which is kind of Stuart Downing listening to that. It's just a bit depressing, isn't it? I mean, Burnley's survival in the Premier League isn't going to hinge on what they do away at Manchester City, but they just need a bit of hope from somewhere, don't they?
Yeah, and I think obviously they're not expected to win tonight. I think everybody can see that, but I think with that chap is you don't want to get a big scoreline, 6 and 7s, because that's when it can get demoralised and knock the confidence. Really, I think Man City could do that to anybody, but I just think with Burnley at the minute, the way they are in that situation, like I say, it was 3-0. If they get out of that and they did all right and it's 3-0, you can take your licks and sort of crack on to the next game and get onto them so-called winnable games where I just think in terms of the scoreline they need to just keep it as is and not don't make it embarrassing really.
And that, from a Manchester City point of view, it sounds like it's been an ideal evening as they've been able to ease De Bruyne back. They've been able to ease Haaland back, having brought him on.
Yeah, I think it's a good game, on paper, obviously, to bring them in. Like I say, you can put them in for 60-70 minutes, take them off, put Haaland on, and maybe get a goal and a bit of confidence up. So it has been probably an all-round good night for Man City. Like I say, good result, looked pretty comfortable, created chances. Like I say, I think De Bruyne getting through that is a massive plus, and like I say, he's like an unbelievable signing really in this time of the season. And
here could be the chance.
You see for the other teams, because I think they're going to be really strong the second half of the season. They're going to really push on City.
Go on, Chris.
Sorry, Erling Haaland was racing through there, but again his touch just took him slightly wider than he would want. Here's Mateus Nunes racing in, but he's dispossessed and Burnley can clear, as you were.
Let's go back to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and Brentford pushing for this equaliser. Chris.
One or two Spurs injuries and bits of cramp just to break the game up at the end here, but Brentford certainly have been pushing. At times they've had 5 or 6 forward in the attack, still trailing by 3 goals to 2. I just wonder, Mark, if they'll be looking back at a great chance that Ivan Toney had on the stroke of half-time to make it 2-0 before Spurs' second half transformation. Brentford have dropped 20 points from winning positions this season. If this stays this way in the closing stages, that will be up to 23, which is considerably more than anybody else. We've got 3.5 minutes to play, an injury stoppage at the moment.
Well, and also, Chris, to come out for the start of the second half and concede 2 so quickly, albeit Ange Postecoglou had made changes.
Yeah, Højbjerg and Johnson on, who were the two actually from the FA Cup defeat to Manchester City, who were actually rotated out of the team this evening. He obviously decided at half-time he needed them. James Maddison, a word on him, by the way, as well. He struggled to get into the game, really. Has started this evening and actually is just being brought off, as I say that, on the far side. So he's lasted 87 minutes on his first start since early November. He's had a much better second half and had a hand in the third Tottenham goal for Richarlison. But Tony bringing it back to 2-2. Couple of good chances for Brentford since then as well. And what we're talking about, Brentford's proximity now to the bottom 3, which was 4 points before this evening's game. Their next games, Mark, they've got Manchester City twice and Liverpool in the next 4, then West Ham, Chelsea and Arsenal.
Yeah, blimey. If things stay as is tonight at the Brentford game, with them losing 3-2 at Tottenham and with Burnley losing 3-0 at Manchester City, then Brentford would have 22 from 21, Forest 20 from 22, Luton 19 from 21, Everton 18 from 22, Burnley 12 from 22, Sheffield United 10 from 22. We'll probably talk a little bit more about this after 10 o'clock. Stuart Downing at the conclusion of the Liverpool-Chelsea game, but all of a sudden, when everybody originally thought it was going to be the 3 that came up going down, you're now looking at 2 of those probably going down, and then 1 more from maybe 5 or 6.
Yeah, I think the only thing with Brentford, Chaplers, obviously they've got Tony who can get goals. Maupay, hopefully he can chip in. I do worry for Forest, I'll be honest. I think the manager going in there quite defensive, the way he plays, and where they're going to get the goals from. That's the only worry them. I think with Luton, like you said earlier in the show, the momentum, will that give him loads of confidence going forward, especially beating a really good team in Brighton. So, yeah, I'd have to, if I'm looking at it now on the paper, I'd have to definitely worry for Forest getting sucked in.
All right, Stuart, more from Stuart at full time. Back to Anfield. Teams are coming out for the second half. Chris and John.
Well, Mauricio Pochettino has not been impressed by what he's seen. He's making a triple change at half-time. Mudryk, Gusto and Nkunku are coming on for Madueke, Gallagher and Chilwell. So the captain, Ben Chilwell, is substituted. Might have a problem?
He might, but he had a particularly poor first half, didn't he? Conor Gallagher, will that be his last half in a Chelsea jersey? Who knows? But I don't think
it shouldn't be, should it?
Yeah, I wouldn't. I would be surprised, but it's Chelsea, so you never know. But it was so one-sided, wasn't it? The first half, and Liverpool so dominant. Things have to change from Mauricio Pochettino's perspective, and he's run the changes.
Yeah. But back to Manchester and Chris Coles.
Where Burnley have a goal, which they have deserved. They've kept on going. It's now Manchester City 3, Burnley 1. Amin Al-Dakil is first for the club. Couldn't really miss on the line. Well found from a flank. And it's Manchester City 3, Burnley 1. Final moments of stoppage time.
So play underway in the second half here at Anfield on 5 Live. Liverpool 2-0 up. Should be more. Darwin Núñez hit the post with a penalty shortly before half-time, and he's caught offside, so it's a free kick to Chelsea. Liverpool are as they started, with Alisson in goal. Bradley, goal scorer Bradley. Konate, Van Dijk and Gomez, the back four. Szoboszlai, McAllister and Jones in midfield. Luis Diaz, Jota and Núñez up front, and it was Jota who scored the opening goal. Jota on the right, Núñez in the middle, Diaz on the left. And Chelsea, now that they've made the changes, Badiashile has come over to play at left back as he did against Aston Villa in the FA Cup on Friday night. So Badiashile at left back, Thiago Silva and Disasi, Gusto at right back. The ball is back with Petrovic, the goalkeeper at the moment. Caicedo and Fernandes, the two in central midfield. Liverpool playing it through to Jota. Jota finding the pass that comes off the shins, actually, of Caicedo and runs through for a Liverpool corner.
Yeah, that's Jota trying to slide a ball out left here. And just to finish Chelsea off, Sterling's gone to the right-hand side. Mudryk off the left. Cole Palmer in his, some people think, his best position in that 10 role. And Nkunku through the middle.
I think that, I saw him play. I've seen him play a number of times where he's been the furthest forward player, and it feels like they miss him further back when he's effectively up front. It is 2-0, Liverpool with the corner from the left-hand side. Attacking the Kop end now, and here is the delivery, swirled into the near post. That's headed up and away by Thiago Silva. Comes out for McAllister, making his return for Liverpool tonight after missing Sunday. Picked up a knock against Fulham. Ball out towards the left-hand side for Liverpool. Szoboszlai. And then Diaz back to Núñez, who's going to try a shot, but that's blocked, actually, by Caicedo. And Caicedo now chasing after it, goes for an early pass downfield. This is for Sterling to chase, but he's running from right to left across field. So the former Liverpool man, roundly booed by Anfield, then chips it into the penalty area, but beyond Nkunku. And Alisson is able to come and pick it up. And the full-time whistle has gone now at the Etihad Stadium with you, Chris Coles.
Manchester City 3, Burnley 1. A birthday brace for Julian Alvarez, a close-range header and a smart finish from a De Bruyne free kick. Rodri made sure of the result 28 seconds into the second half, sweeping home a Foden cross. Amin Al-Dakil with a stoppage-time consolation for Burnley. Manchester City 3, Burnley 1.
So that is Manchester City up to 46 points and back up into second above Arsenal. So Liverpool 48 points with this victory, as it looks as though it will be, leading by 2-0. Liverpool will become the first team to hit 50 points in the Premier League this season, as offside flag is given against Curtis Jones, and it's a free kick to Chelsea halfway inside their own half. And Chelsea have this free kick that they play back towards the edge of their own penalty area. Manchester City with the goals that they've scored tonight. Manchester City have beaten Liverpool to 50 Premier League goals this season. Manchester City the first to reach that landmark, but Liverpool need one more to do that. And there's every chance that they might get it in the second half. If it's anything like the first, and Liverpool winning the ball back in the Chelsea defensive third. Curtis Jones near the corner flag, but two Chelsea men are in there. Gusto, who's a doubt for this game, but fit to come on at half-time. Caicedo is fouled then near the edge of his own penalty area, and it's a free kick to Chelsea. Chris Sutton.
Yeah, and look, I suppose the question might be for Liverpool is can they keep up this intensity, this press for the second half, because Chelsea are trying to be brave, but they haven't gotten out too many times in this game, and they've tried to play out from the back.
Liverpool with Van Dijk putting in the challenge on Sterling, and Sterling beat him. And now the ball with Gusto, who takes it on and crosses for Mudryk, who stretches and puts it into the Chelsea fans. On the stretch, left foot, but couldn't direct it on target, and it landed up there, halfway up the lower tier of the Anfield Road end.
That was one of my finishes at Chelsea from Mudryk. Gusto does brilliantly well. They play out from the back, down the right-hand side. He crosses the ball in, whips it across to Mudryk, who's, 12 yards out. He just does not get his feet sorted out. Too many long strides, and it's a really poor finish, left-footed, high into the stand behind the goal.
Jota gives it away. Do you remember when Mudryk made his debut against Liverpool and looked like greased lightning? As here, Jota carrying the ball forward towards the edge of the area, gives it square. Szoboszlai back for the run of Diaz, and Diaz's ball pulled across was slid behind by Gisasi for a Liverpool corner from the right, but again Liverpool all over Chelsea.
Yeah, Gisasi does well. Diaz moving out to this right-hand side, but Liverpool so quick and incisive the way they break. Jota at the heart of things once again.
Szoboszlai to take this corner in front of the Kop. Hundreds of people, scarves draped around their necks. In comes the ball, headed away by Badiashile, and then Fernandez wins the header against McAllister, and then the two of them bump bodies together. Liverpool in possession though, it's played out high to the right-hand side here to Szoboszlai, and then back to the halfway line to Bradley, who will turn and give it back towards the edge of his penalty area. Actually way out of his penalty area is Alisson, the goalkeeper. Bradley, who will be feeling great after scoring his first senior competitive goal. Excellent finish from the right side of the penalty area. VAR made him wait a few moments if you weren't listening in the first half, but eventually it was confirmed. So the Northern Ireland international off the mark for Liverpool. Trent Alexander-Arnold among the substitutes. If he comes on today, it'll be his 300th appearance for Liverpool. Gomez tried to slip the ball forward. That was blocked on the edge of the area. Petrovic, who's able to pat it down, the Chelsea goalkeeper.
So clever, Luis Diaz is, because he drives the outside, sets fullbacks up, because trying to set them up for this position. He can go inside on his right foot, angle against him, shoot straight at Petrovic. Chelsea goal.
So Chelsea with the ball in front of their penalty area. So Manchester City and Tottenham winning tonight. Tottenham are in a real contest. Sheffield Wednesday, Watford. Did that finish 0-0? Did we say that? As Sterling has the ball in the centre circle. Sterling taking it on through the middle. Bounces off Nkunku. Then down in the right-back area, Nkunku is bundled over. Bradley bundled over by Nkunku, and it's a free kick to Liverpool in their own right-back area. Yes, confirmation, it did finish. It's got 7 minutes to play. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Watford 0 in that match. Free kick, Liverpool, Chris.
Lovely turn from Sterling in a central position. Gomez had gone in with him. Sterling sharp on the turn, tries to feed a ball through. Bradley there again using his physicality so well. I saw Carl Frampton talking about him, saying he's going to be the most high-profile Northern Irish player since.
George Best?
Yes.
Did he say that?
Carl Frampton, and he knows, you wouldn't argue with him.
I certainly would not. It is finished now at Tottenham. Chris Temple.
Spurs have won it 3-2 against Brentford, but boy, do they have to work for it after they fell behind to Neil Maupay in the first half. A flurry of 3 goals in 8 minutes at the start of the second half from Udogie, Johnson and Richarlison. Ultimately the difference, despite Ivan Toney pulling one back, and Vicario an outstanding stave in stoppage time. Tottenham 3, Brentford 2.
Gomez with a pass into the penalty area, looking for Nunez, who is in between Thiago Silva and Badiashile. Almost got his head to it, just over and through for a goal kick.
It's like a quarterback. Joe Gomez. Gomez at times, isn't he?
What a night, really, for him. So unlucky. And he had the great chance with the penalty before half-time.
But what he has done, John, is he has worked that Chelsea back line. He has run them ragged. It's just been an unfortunate night in front of goal.
Chelsea with the ball in the central third of the field, bounces back to Badiashile, and then Badiashile to Fernandes, curls the ball low out to the right-hand side. I mean, as I said, in the build-up to the game, Chelsea have had such a long injury list and players unavailable all season long. But even despite that, Stuart Downing was saying earlier, for the League Cup semi-finals, in terms of who was able to play, the transfer fees, the value of these players who are on the field, the ones that they have got available to them, really, you'd simply expect more.
Totally right.
Sterling heading the ball over Robertson, but Robertson's able to recover and pass the ball back to Alisson, who has to get it onto his right foot and then clear it, which he does. To Diaz, who controls it first time, and then Diaz sends a ball over the top. Nunez got his head to it. Disasi is with him. Nunez has been able to find Gakpo. Fortunate bounce of the ball. Gakpo right foot shot, but Petrovic goes down and makes a routine save down to his right.
Yeah, but even that Liverpool attack, it's because of the run from Nunez, fights for the ball, not the best ball back to Gakpo. Gakpo choked his shot a little bit.
Chelsea have got the cup final to look forward to. Still going in the FA Cup. They've got to go to Aston Villa next week, although last I've heard, amazingly, there's not a date set yet for that game. I mean, what for next week?
Right.
Unless that's been set in the latter part of today.
Wait, can I ask why?
I guess they'd find a slot for it next week. But we'll check that. But I mean, even if it has been set today, I mean, spectators haven't trying to arrange their lives to go to the match. Really, it's got to be better than that. Here's McAllister with the ball in the centre circle. McAllister to Elliott, and then Konate. We're in the 4th minute of added time here at Anfield, 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Konate dispossessed by Mudryk, Chukwuemeka, then back to Thiago Silva, and Enzo Fernandez. And the problem with Chelsea this season, we were saying how they'd won their last 3 league matches, there's been signs of positivity, and then something like this happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a difficult night, more than difficult night for Chelsea. And then, you look at the recent victories, talked about them being on a decent run, but then you think, well, the teams they've played, they've beat Palace and Luton and Fulham, all by the odd goal. But when they come up against anybody half decent, they've been thoroughly outplayed.
It's rather like we often say about Manchester United, isn't it? As Gusto plays the ball infield from the right-hand side, but I mean, the match really has been finished for some time now. Certainly since the 4th goal, the 4th Liverpool goal. It's being played at little more than walking pace. Chelsea with Chukwuemeka up to the edge of the area, clipping it into the box. Konate got his head to it, and Chelsea have got their first corner of the match in the 6th minute of added time. And You'll Never Walk Alone begins to ring out, and Anfield begins to celebrate the win that Jurgen Klopp demanded tonight.
Yeah, a lot of the Chelsea fans, away fans, have disappeared. I wonder whether John Terry has popped off.
He might still be in there. Mudryk taking the corner, but it's headed away by Konate, then cleared away. There's a tug on Clark, so that's a free kick to Liverpool on the edge of their own penalty area, and Liverpool take it quickly, and the ball's played forward for Nunez. Nunez slips over against Gusto, but is able to recover and take up possession of the ball again and give it to Gakpo, who's been challenged by Casadei and Fernandez, and is fouled, and it's a free kick to Liverpool.
In shooting range, they should let Nunez take this. Yeah.
That's what they want. That's what the crowd want. Well, Nunez.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the final whistle. 6 minutes been played, and Nunez doesn't get on the score sheet. Remarkable night for him, and actually he kicks the ball goalwards and puts it in the net in added time after the end of the match. So that's academic, but I mean, bittersweet night for him. Hit the post and the bar 4 times in the match, did assist one of the goals, but Liverpool are handsome winners here just over 3 weeks before the Carabao Cup final between these sides. Liverpool very much putting down a marker in that respect, but more importantly getting the win they needed in the Premier League to re-establish their 5-point lead at the top in advance of their visit to Arsenal on Sunday, which you'll hear on 5 Live with us. But for Chelsea, night to forget, and Nkunku scored their goal for their joint heaviest defeat under Mauricio Pochettino so far.
Yep, where did Chelsea go from here? I've got to say though, Liverpool, you just wondered that the win at the weekend against Norwich City, very, very comfortable. People were looking at this game tonight and thinking, you know, how are they going to go, Liverpool? But they wiped the floor with Chelsea. Emphatic win, and I think Arsenal have to beat them at the weekend. I really do. But if Liverpool go there and win, then, I mean, blimey, looks like they may well go all the way.
Very good performance from Liverpool tonight. Jurgen Klopp said it was an occasion to forget the manager is leaving, and I think they achieved that. Klopp's out there with his players. Jota, Bradley, his first for Liverpool, Szoboszlai and Diaz, the goal scorers. Liverpool 4-1 winners here against Chelsea.
Liverpool 51 from 22, Manchester City 46 from 21 after their win tonight. Arsenal 46 from 22. Do you think that, Chris, if they go to Arsenal on Sunday, then they're going to be difficult to stop?
Oh, absolutely. If they go there and beat Arsenal in the back patch. You think they got Mo Salah coming back? You know, eventually. You look at the
City
team
with their game in hand, though. There's only 2 points between them.
But I mean, it's you know, there've been some brilliant battles between City and Liverpool over the years, but. You know, this Liverpool team tonight, before they made all the substitutions, it was so one-sided. They made the subs, there was a bit of disruption because of that. But that was a big 3 points. Listen to the crowd inside the stadium right now. We all know what's going to happen at the end of the season. They have a cause to play for, Liverpool. They want to send their manager off with the Premier League title, and tonight they really meant business.
Stuart Downing with us as well. Would you describe that as maybe not easy for Liverpool, but comfortable for Liverpool?
Yeah, I think it was comfortable for large periods, wasn't it? I think Chelsea second half had a couple of little chances. Mudryk had one.